How do most of you do your homework nowadays? ChatGPT or any other AI websites? I've got a $1 million question for you. What does the GPT in ChatGPT stand for? Chances are that most of us are unaware. We, the progeny of Homo sapiens, have over time become so terribly addicted to artificial intelligence that we no longer care about what, when, where, why, and how. We're just concerned about getting things done with. Hi, I'm Khadijah, and today I'll shed some light on ChatGPT's impact on the world today. Before I begin, why is it even important to discuss such a topic? In a fast-paced world where we can barely get a hold about almost anything, it is important to understand what impact things have on us and if that impact will benefit us in any way. ChatGPT remains a buzzword for quite some time now, and I'm sure that most of you or all of you know about it or have heard it before. But just for those who don't, ChatGPT is a natural language processing tool driven by AI technology that aims at allowing us to have human-like conversations and much more with the chatbot. In the year 2022, we rolled out the red carpets for ChatGPT's grand debut, which has taken the world by storm. Getting over 100 million users worldwide, it was soon to become our new BFF, our go-to for homeworks, deadlines, and everything in between. ChatGPT is everywhere, from our classrooms to our offices, and lately it has gotten me wondering, why is it that we are so reliant on it? It is just a computer after all, programmed by humans with a limit to its intelligence. ChatGPT has done a lot to us. It has influenced us in ways that we may not be able to understand. It has foreshadowed our brains and slowly restricting our ability to think. We've become like caged birds with no key to unlock our true potential. Let's take a trip down memory lane, back to the 1900s, where the famous scientist Ernest Rutherford discovered the atomic structure. How did he discover something that he couldn't even see? He didn't have any AI fancy tools back then, but what he did have was his brain, and he used it for trials and experiments and errors to make one of the best discoveries to date, the atom. Now, if ChatGPT was around back then, would the atom even have been discovered until now? Nowadays, being famous revolves around having the most likes on your Instagram or TikTok post. Back then, famous people's worth was actually determined by the knowledge that they had possessed, which boils down to the question, what have we done to ourselves? A team from Stanford and UC Berkeley posted in a research study on the 1st of August entitled, "How is ChatGPT's behavior changing over time?" They compared ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4 model against each other by performing different tests like math questions, opinion surveys, multi-hop intensive questions, and many more. Their findings showed that both the models had quite a few flaws. And hey, they're just machines. Of course there are going to be bugs. People argue that ChatGPT has some pros. I'm not here to disagree with that, but what I'm here to say is that the human mind is just as capable as AI. In fact, we are smarter. If we set aside all the distractions, such as social media, we would have sufficient time to analyze any problem. If we sit down, grab a pencil or paper, or even open up a Word document, we can easily outsmart that AI-written essay. We can, but we won't. Why? Society has normalized way too many things that shouldn't ever have been normalized. Lack of dedication and effort is one of them. Students nowadays don't seem to put as much effort into their studies as they're supposed to. This might not seem like a big problem now, but it will sooner or later. For all those people who have used ChatGPT to do their homeworks, assignments, or just about anything else, I ask you, did you use it to enhance your skills or just to boost your grades? Did you use the famous copy-paste technique, and did you even understand what the task was? If AI can do human tasks, which it is being trained to, our lives would hold no purpose. Jobs would no longer need to exist, meaning that education would no longer seem compulsory, and the whole ideology of a successful life would be demolished. Picture a world where everything is done by robots. Robot doctors, chefs, lawyers, receptionists, security guards, teachers, everything robots. In the world that we live in, this might even be possible. But isn't this a scary thing, that something that we have programmed ourselves and never ever intended to be dominating over us is soon on the course of taking over us? Maybe some of you have thought about this before, but have you really changed anything? If you just stop using ChatGPT for just 1 week, I promise you, you will go through a wild ride of self-discovery and newfound capabilities. Using ChatGPT will not make you smarter, because knowledge that's outside your brain won't count. When you're unplugged, you only depend on what you know, and that is far better than any AI. We want the best for ourselves. Everyone does. But not everyone has a clear definition of what the best really is. Our choices really do impact us. They impact the way we perceive things. They impact our present, our future. They impact everything. So how can we make sure to have good impact? Obviously, by making good choices. So what are good choices? Choices which build you, make you independent, stable, firm, and strong. So when you go home for that homework, don't use ChatGPT. Do it yourself, because you are smarter than that robot, and you know that. Life is a matter of choices, and every choice that you make makes you. These powerful words by John C. Maxwell only should serve as a reminder for us to open our eyes and make mindful choices. So it is up to you if you want to make a choice that makes you or breaks you. Stop depending on ChatGPT. Do it yourself. Thank you.